Hi traders, and welcome to the daily recap show for today, which is Thursday the 16th of December. So, starting with the FTSE, we said that it had briefly fell below the 71.86.97 area, but had held 71.61 to 73, so that became the key area of support. We spoke about 72.82 to 92 as resistance because we'd had that rally overnight on the back of the Fed and the FOMC announcement, and we said that we needed to clear that zone to get to higher time frames. We said if we broke below 72.10 to 24, then we could see a move back to the support zone. So we also mentioned that we had PMI news, flash PMI news at 9:30, and we also was Bank of England rate announcement at 12 o'clock. So those were key news events that would have an impact on the FTSE, and those were things to be aware of. So let's go and see how the market played out today. Okay, so with the FTSE today, we had a touch of the 72.75 area overnight. That was the overnight highs, and we've come back and retested that area a couple of times towards the end of the cash session. So we didn't quite get to that 72.82 to 92 resistance zone to get a trade from there. We may have to adjust that zone slightly due to today's price action. Tomorrow we'll have to have a look after the overnight action. But we came off and we held this support zone for a brief rally, but again below that 72.82.92 area we're a little bit bearish, so not necessarily a trade I was looking to take. And then we really just chopped around that 72.35 to 45 area, nothing, not getting to any of our zones, so nothing really to be able to trade. On the back of the rate announcement today, we saw this big push down, and then we saw some balancing around that zone of support that we had, and if we'd seen the acceptance below that zone, then I probably would have expected a move back down lower, certainly to the zone below and maybe even further. Unfortunately, we didn't see that, so we then pushed higher and then held the zone as support, and we've then just sort of chopped around in between our zones. So we'll have to wait and see what happens overnight, and then we'll come back tomorrow. There is expiry tomorrow, which can have an impact as well, so that's something else we need to be aware of. So now let's go and take a look at the DAX. Okay, so the DAX, we said, had a quiet session yesterday, but crucially had held that 15.425 to 450 support and then rallied overnight. We had a lot of news out today. We had the PMI news in France out at 8:15, which can have an effect on the DAX. We had the German PMIs out at 8:30. We had the ECB rate announcement out at 12:45, and then the ECB press conference, which can really cause the market to move at 1:30. So we said that caution should be exercised. So let's go and have a look at today's action. We spoke about trading above 690 to 710. And we wanted to try and stay above there to move higher, but if we drop below we could look to aggressive support at 590 to 610. So let's go and see how today played out. So on the open today, we did actually hold the 690 to 710 area a couple of times. There was a one reversal there, which moved up to the 770 to 795 area. We then had another trade, which, just as you can see, it took out that, it was that liquidity grab. It just took out the lows. It wasn't a textbook pattern, but it just took out the day's lows there and then put in a nice bullish candle and then pushed back higher up towards that resistance zone again at 770 to 795. What did we see at that area? We saw another liquidity grab and another reversal, which then actually moved down. Next time we touched the 697 area, we actually moved down below it, and then we have actually used it as resistance just below here. So in the afternoon session after the ECB, we did sort of sell off. Nothing too impulsive. It's all fairly corrective. It's all still nothing majorly worrying in terms of any big moves. We have now seen a little bit of a move in the US session, so we will have to sit there and see where we are in the morning. We have seen a little bit of weakness on the hourly chart, but we're still above that 450 to 425 to 450 area that we reacted from yesterday after the Fed. So again, it's expiry tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Couple of opportunities that you could have taken on early in the session from that sort of 690 to 710 area. These other trades, this trade here, I certainly would not have taken because above that 690 to 710 area, I was bullish. This trade here is quite a nice trade in the sense that we'd had acceptance below that 690 to 710 area, and then we had that reversal pattern. It was a little bit just below the zone. I would have preferred it to be a little bit deeper into the zone, and then I would have taken that one. So, hope you find this useful, guys, and let's see what happens overnight and into expiry tomorrow, and I'll speak to you then. Cheers, guys.